Ken Daniels, Mickey Redmond with you from Joe Louis Arena on this Monday evening here on Fox Sports Detroit Plus, our last home game prior to the departure to Sochi. And our Swedish goaltenders tonight are brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Eddie Lack, a second consecutive start. Starts that have been few and far between. His first start in 7 was last Friday, a loss to the Jets, allowing 4 goals on 34 shots and 2 very early. Jonas Gustafsson, who will start as one of the backups to Henrik Lundqvist in Sochi, is 2-1-1 his last 4 starts, was on the bench for the win here in the overtime loss against the Capitals over the weekend. Thomas Tatar, who had a terrific weekend and 13 goals, 24 points on the season. He'll start up front. Riley Sheahan in the middle. Thomas Yurko on the other side. Tatar and Yurko, both Olympians. Ryan Kessler from Livonia at center for Vancouver with Chris Higgins, who's the hottest Canuck scorer. And right into the Red Wing bench went Alexander Edler off a hit just 7 seconds into the game. And that'll be all part of an icing call, and the faceoff will come back into the Vancouver zone. Watch this.
He's looking around thinking, where did this guy, Edler's looking around looking, where did this guy Yurko come from? Tall, skinny kid. Don't even know how to pronounce his name. He got his attention real quick on that one. He did a pretty good job. Those kids were on the ice, Ken, both Friday and Sunday against Washington in the last minute of both games.
Outside of the goal, there it is for Tatar. Swept back in behind by Yurko for Riley Sheahan. Yeah, that's the confidence that Mike Babcock has in this group. In front for Yurko, back to Sheahan, saved by Lack.
See that play? That's pretty creative for a youngster that hasn't hardly played 20 games in the league.
Here's a holding penalty coming up to Vancouver.
Detroit, maybe.
Or is it?
I think it might be Yurko.
Yurko, yeah.
Well, we don't like penalties called to anybody in the first minute of any hockey game, let alone the home team.
Detroit penalty number 26, 2 minutes holding.
Play right there behind the net. A couple of feeds in front. Eddie Lack worked early in this hockey game, and Yurko, I don't know about that one. By looking at that replay, the referee must have saw something we didn't on that replay to give the Canucks the first power play of this game just 34 seconds in.
And Vancouver's power play, 28th in the league. They broke an 0-for-18 slump Friday when Alex Edler, the man who went into the Red Wing bench off the Yurko hit and was tied up, scored a goal, and there's one right off the faceoff. Garrison's got a great shot, but it was blocked by Miller, and another one blocked by Miller off number 5, Jason Garrison. So the Canucks, who have Henrik Sedin back in the lineup, who just missed that puck. Miller blocked Garrison's attempt. Henrik Sedin, the captain, knocked it out of the air, but with a high stick, so the face-off with Vancouver on the power play will come all the way back into the Canucks zone. And there you look at Henrik Sedin, who had his consecutive game streak snapped of 679 games before being injured January 18th at Calgary. 40 points in the season, same as his brother Daniel. But he'd missed 6 games with a rib injury, and in that time, John Tortorella missed 6 games with his suspension, and the team went 1-4-1 without their coach and without their captain. Nothing the captain could do about his injury, but the coach apologized for his absence today, saying he put his team in a bad position, but also noted that Kessler and company, his team had gone off the rails, Mick.
Yeah.
And this is why John Tortorella, after sending out the group he did in response to what Bob Hartley did for Calgary, and a melee off the start, but what really got him suspended was this. In the first intermission, he went down and challenged the Calgary room, and credit Brian McGrattan for being the peacemaker in all that, because things could have been a whole lot worse for John Tortorella and the National Hockey League. But
yes, indeed.
15 days and a lot of money gone in the fine and a 6-game suspension, but he's back tonight. As Henrik Sedin gives it to Daniel. Around for Garrison, who hustles over, a free agent signing. Back of the net for Daniel Sedin, gets taken to the boards by Lashoff, who's back in the lineup, with Brendan Smith being a healthy scratch for the 5th time this season. Lashoff made the play to the corner. Glendening tried to get over and get it. Chase back of the goal. Henrik Sedin to the line here to Garrison with a minute to go in the penalty to Yurko. Red Wing penalty killing, 13th in the league. Henrik Sedin's got it. Face-off circle, threw it in front. Just missing it was brother Daniel. Amazing that both Daniel and Henrik have each gone 15 games without a goal. The longest slump of the career for the goal scorer of those two, Daniel, who goes after it into the corner and missed it. As a good play by Lashoff, and with some help, was cleared out and out of play.
Well, that's part of the reason that that team was not doing well when John Tortorella got suspended. Between the two of them, they only got 11 assists, or make that 14 assists in the last 30 games combined. So, not the normal production. And, you know, Daniel actually had an off year last year. He played in 47 games, but only scored 12 goals. And that's not very much, 1 every 4 games for a guy that's averaged 1 every 2 pretty much in his career.
Loose in front of the goal, and finding it was Jonas Gustafsson, who will hang on to that.
Well, some of these shots have been finding their way into the back of the net against the Red Wings. Too many for Mike Babcock's liking, but nice job there with Burrows right camped on the top of the crease on Gustafsson, who has really been very, very good this year for Detroit.
Another face-off win here on the power play for Vancouver with 20 seconds left in it. Burrows with a shot. Came loose in front of the net. Trader goes after it there with Dan Hamhuis. Knocked down in front, blocked Kronwall. Eriksson will slap it around and get it down the ice, and that'll do it. And Zherko's penalty has just 5 seconds left in it, as Eddie Lack will tee it up. Hamhuis, who will be the left-handed fourth set on the defense for Team Canada, playing in front of the coach Mike Babcock tonight. Hamhuis number 2, as Eddie Lack will just hold on to that puck. A free agent signing in April of 2010. 6'4" netminder.
Good job by Gustafsson to hold that short side goal post and on the rebound. It was only half down, half up. Boy, most of these goalies are down on both knees long before shots come. Nice to see a guy stand up a little bit. But boy, has he ever been good. 13-4-3 this year, and with Jim Howard twice being down with injury, it's a good thing he is.
That play goes offside, and Jimmy Howard yesterday, right after the game against Washington, said, boy, he loved the way that the guys competed, but by his own admission, he said, I needed to make a few more saves for the guys. I agree, he owned it.
Yep. Well, the Red Wings haven't scored those kind of goals in bunches very often, but boy, Zetterberg and Datsuk, or Zetterberg and Nyquist with Abdelkader, they were a one-man wrecking crew for that line. Boy, were they good.
Well, Mike Babcock told us this morning he would have rather lost yesterday's game 6-5 like they did rather than lose it 2-1, because if nothing else, it gave the guys confidence in scoring goals.
Right.
And these are two teams that both lack confidence in that department, as Lack holds on to another one. The Vancouver Canucks have struggled scoring, and so too have the Red Wings. Vancouver 8th in the East. The Red Wings are 8th in the West. Vancouver 8th in the West. Red Wings 8th in the East.
Look at that log jam. 8-8-9-9-6. That's ridiculous. You're going to see that every day.
Yeah.
You know, but the bottom line is the Detroit Red Wings coming into this 11-game stand before the Olympics, 5 straight at home. They have now gotten 10 out of 16 points. They've got 3 games to go. They're hoping to go 2-1 in these 3 games if they can, and that would be remarkable with all the injuries they've had to end up basically 16 or 14 out of 22 points with a really depleted lineup and a lot of kids in there. Amazing.
Kept in at the line, and the Red Wings will head to play the Panthers in South Florida on Thursday, and then in Tampa Bay on Saturday. Steven Stamkos saying today he hopes to return Saturday against the Red Wings. And maybe Pavel Datsuk will get into the lineup for one of those 2 games in Florida.
Yeah, he's hoping for Thursday night if everything goes like he'd like it to go. He's been skating hard the last few days. I saw him skate on Wednesday, actually, and that knee's been bothering him. But you know what? Mike Babcock said he's been playing on one leg and practicing on one leg, but he's doing pretty good, and he's expecting and hoping, because the other thing, too, is he's the captain of that Russian team. And there's a lot of pressure, I'm sure, on Pavel to get it going and get over there, especially with it being in Sochi in the home country. So hopefully, if things go right, we'll be back on Thursday night, and let's hope he is. Been out a long time.
And he was asked today whether you should have to play a game before you go, and he said it's up to the individual player. It's my decision. It's any player's decision. And he's not going to sacrifice what he can or can't do for the Red Wings to play there.
No.
But obviously, if he can, he'd like to get a game in too.
Yeah, it's been, I didn't look up the numbers, but I don't think he's been out in his career in Detroit anywhere near this kind of time. It's been
He last played
6 weeks.
outdoors at the Big House. That was his last game.
Right.
So tonight.
And he labored in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Well, the guy with that kind of ability and star power, you can't help but miss him. You can't replace him. My goodness.
No.
He's one of the few of a kind that can do what he does.
I'm just glad the Red Wings signed him to an extension.
No kidding.
He's here a whole lot longer because that was the story a year ago. How long would he be? Kronwall, lead pass to Zetterberg. Wasn't he terrific yesterday? Zetterberg carries through to the forehand. And Hamhuis with some stick-to-itiveness able to prevent Zetterberg from finishing that play, the captain of Team Sweden.
Well, I would imagine Mike Babcock's hoping to be able to manage his ice time or his team's ice time tonight, playing 3 games in 4 nights. Washington Friday, Washington Sunday, and today. But Zetterberg, you're right, was an absolute monster yesterday. Enough of that stick, he says. That was yesterday. But boy, oh boy, he was all over the ice doing his thing, and no surprise to us to see him every day.
Puck along the wall as Anderson digging for it with Helm. Knocked down at center as Kindle's over there to get it. Third game in for Kindle. He'd been a healthy scratch the previous 4. The Canucks carry to center. That's fired in by Frank Corrado, playing in just his 7th game. Mike Babcock said he called the Red Wings Western scout Bruce Harrelson to get an idea on some of these players in the Vancouver uniform because they have so many injuries. He didn't know some of them. He wanted to get a better read on some of the young Canucks. Vancouver also made a trade today, getting Rafael Diaz, a defenseman who's not in the lineup, sending Dale Weiss to Montreal. So the Canadians get a little bit of toughness they were looking for and move the defenseman that Vancouver needs. Loose in the middle, great diving play. Terrific defensive play right there. That was Edler, I think, getting down to block that one as the puck came back to the Red Wing line. Miller turns with it for Kronwall. In for Eves. To the front of the net, and Glendening just out of his reach in a bid for his first National Hockey League goal. A race for the puck as Gustafsson will come out and beat Schrader to it. Zetterberg turns with his countryman Daniel Sedin chasing him. Then Henrik cut him off and has the puck at center. Back to number 18, Ryan Stitt. Nyquist tried to play it along the boards. Abdelkader's got it. Across center and in. Up with Nyquist and Zetterberg. Nyquist will wear number 41 with Team Sweden. The Olympics, replacing Johan Franzen.
Well, he deserves it. It's got to be wonderful. Not that he needed any more confidence, but it's always a great feeling to be considered one of the best in your country to represent them like that. So congratulations to young Nyquist. He and Tatar have been, what a breath of fresh air they've been for the Red Wings with all these injuries this year.
And let's not forget Riley Sheahan, too.
Oh, the other kids, yeah. But these guys come up, they were the first to be called up way back when Tatar was here and got in the lineup 8 or 9 games in.
Well, remember, it was only the numbers game that prevented Nyquist from being here at the start.
That's right.
Picked up here by Cassian. And the fact that Nyquist has done what he's done in 30 games is remarkable. The numbers he's put up. Frank Corrado played one back into Red Wing territory where Kronwall's got it.
You gotta wonder when Datsyuk comes back whether he'll get his left winger or right winger back in Abdelkader. The way he's playing with Zetterberg and Nyquist, I don't know if I want to move him.
Here comes Helm, driving in, and Lack out of the periphery of the crease will hold on to that one and make the save. So Gustav Nyquist heading to Sochi with Team Sweden. We'll hear from him in a moment.
I'm obviously very, very honored to be representing Sweden for the Olympics here, and it's going to be an amazing experience and especially fun to be able to go with so many fellow teammates from this team. So it's going to be something special for sure.
And Gus said he actually found out last night, but because Team Sweden was announcing today, he he couldn't say anything, but that's great. And it's, as he said, a shame that it has to be for Johan Franzen, who can't go because of the concussion issues. But he'll have lots of company over there, and he'll be in familiar territory. And if anything, you can ask Nick Kronwall about joining a team late, as Kronwall did back in 06. He scored a big goal in the second period, a go-ahead goal in the gold medal game as he replaced a former Canuck, Matthias Olin, who was injured. And Kronwall was just out practicing and said, yeah, I'll be right there.
What a great story
and
that
headed
is.
over to Turin, So Kronwall knows about a team joining late, although Gustav Nyquist will be with everyone else heading over there next Sunday.
You got to put your ego aside, and most of these guys do. Sometimes you just don't get the right flip of the coin or to be able to be chosen. So even to go as a replacement, so to speak, it sounds bad, but it ain't bad. You can see by his expression, honored to go. And sure enough, on the big ice surface, that skating ability will be great. You see what he's done the last 4 or 5 games. It's been on fire. But, you don't always play that well and find the back of the net that often, but...
No, in those middle 17 games when he wasn't producing, and now that he is, and he said everybody's been telling him, shoot the puck more and skate and use that ability and your skill, and he's starting to do that, and I guess that a lot of it just comes with confidence, moving his feet, using that speed.
Well, he is a good skater. I mean, he's not a big guy like he and Tatar both, but, you better be fast if you're not big. Fast and smart.
He is smart.
Avoid the big guys and stay out of the landmines and stuff like that. But
Red Wings knew he was smart when he led the nation in scoring at Maine, and knew that he could make plays, that's for sure. And as it's tapped in there by Yurko, who goes off on a change.
Hard to believe he's only played 70 games in the NHL.
Yeah.
Not even one full season.
Vancouver trying to do what the Red Wings are doing, retooling on the fly, because the Sedins, even though they got contract extensions, are not getting any younger. And then they traded Corey Schneider to Bo Horvat, who's still a ways away from becoming a regular, but they think he'll be a great young player with the 9th overall pick last summer. This will be icing, and the faceoff will come back down, and Gustav Nyquist, who scored those 3 goals yesterday and added an assist in Washington, one of 5 players who have a hat trick this season in a losing cause. There have been 40 hat tricks in the National Hockey League this season, some of those 4-goal games. Gustav Nyquist just one of 5 in a losing cause, and that really doesn't happen very often. It hasn't happened with the Red Wings in 12 years.
He found that he got all 3 goals in different ways, too, and not only did he score 3 goals, but he could have had probably another 2 or 3. That first one, perfect pad save, and then a juicy rebound, and the second one off the shot. And then the third one, what a setup by Zetterberg that was. Then a backhand tip in. It was kind of a perfect scenario, connected the dots just outside the toe.
So there's his numbers the last 8 games. It took Gustav Nyquist 69 games to get his first 4-point game. It took Pavel Datsyuk 115 and Henrik Zetterberg 183. So Nyquist in some good company and a whole lot earlier. I don't know if that bodes well for what it'll mean for his career as great as those two have had, but you can only hope.
Well, the other thing that they have in common is they were all drafted way up in the draft. Datsyuk was 171st.
Right, a 6th round, and then Henrik a 7th round.
Right. So the Red Wings, I don't know if any other organization has done as well in the draft. They have been unbelievable.
Swept back in by Cassian as Gustafsson will leave it there for Kindle. Moves it for Luke Glendening with a pass just out of Quincy's reach that allows Garrison to get back to hold in. Kindle got sandwiched. Quincy's got it. Looks up ice, tipped by Miller, but not out of the zone as it's thrown back in by number 54, Kellen Lean, the big forward who played at Lake Superior State. My goodness, he's 6'6", back of the net. Schrader, who's only 5'8", he's flanked with some size. Cicito is 6'5".
Pretty good line mates.
Well, yes, that's just what you want.
Yeah,
when you're
sure.
5'8", get guys who are a foot taller out there with you, flanking you.
Yeah, the only thing you don't like about that is if they're big and tough guys, they start all the trouble, and you have to go in there and be a part of it.
No, you don't. You go right to the bench, and they are, boys, you're on your own.
Guys like that used to drive you crazy. Will you stop starting all that stuff?
Right. Eriksson with a slap pass ahead for Abdelkader, but offside was Zetterberg. We heard the linesman yell, so he'll peel back here so as not to have a whistle.
He wasn't sure what he was saying. He had to take a double take there.
That's sent in deep by Alexander Burrows of Vancouver, number 14. Playing in just his 25th game this season. Has not scored a goal the first 24. Amazing.
Yeah, because he's found the back of the net on a pretty good basis in the last few years.
Long shot in by Eriksson, held by Lack. And when you think about it, between the two Sedins and Burrows, 54 man games they've gone without a goal. Here's Washington Township's David Booth sent a shot wide.
Didn't miss by much.
Booth has 20 family and friends in attendance tonight, including his mom and dad and his brother. David hasn't played here in a couple of years due to injury.
He's had a hard luck go, boy.
Sure has. Puck's loose as they battle, and Nyquist able to come up with it. Found a way. Flipped over near side for Kronwall. Have to settle that down. He'll be the second oldest defenseman for Team Sweden, next to Henrik Talinder. Kessler's got it. The Livonia native going wide with it. Kessler circles the goal. He's another one who's had trouble scoring of late for the Canucks. And Kessler seemed to hold up a little bit on that hit.
Good thing.
He went in on Daniel Alfredsson, showed a little respect there.
Good thing. He's a good kid, Kessler. It's amazing how many, you're mentioning the places they're from, there's two, Booth and Kessler. How many lads now in the NHL are American-born and local, too, in the Michigan, have roots in Michigan. And the other kid, the big kid you're talking about out at Lake Superior State.
Yeah. Helm tried to make a move, couldn't. Alfredsson came over. Zach Kassian with it. And this will be icing against the Canucks with 7:08 to go in the first period, with the Red Wings with the edge in shots 5-3, but no goals in this game so far. And the Red Wings are raising the stakes with the 5th annual Detroit Red Wings Foundation Charity Poker Tournament on February 24th at Motor City Casino Hotel. Fans will have the chance to take on Red Wing players in Texas Hold'em. Get more information at DetroitRedWings.com/poker. And seeing that's just near the end of the Olympic break, the players will be ready for some competition, no matter what it is. So you know they'll be itching to go that night, as timeout has been called by Vancouver off that icing. John Tortorella wants to make sure his guys are rested. We know that he is, and some very interesting comments from him today, where he said we have to start over in the mental part of the game because my staff, the coaches, haven't done a good enough job. Our team hasn't been prepared defensively. I know we haven't scored goals, but defensively, too many mistakes, and we'll take that on the coaching end of things. You can see after a great December how they've really stumbled in January. Some of that's goal scoring, but defense too.
Well, it's been a roller coaster ride in Vancouver the last couple of years. A lot of it has been caused with the goaltending situation with Schneider and Luongo. To the surprise of many, they traded Schneider, as you mentioned. They thought it would be Luongo to go, but
his contract prevented it.
That issue really overshadowed a lot of good things in Vancouver, and it's unfortunate, but you know what? You make your bed, you got to sleep in it. And hopefully they can move on from it now and get things settled down.
Like Detroit, they're dealing with a lot of injuries, with Kevin Bieksa, Andrew Alberts, Chris Tanev, and Yannick Weber all hurt on the back end. That's why they made the Rafael Diaz trade today, trying to get some help. As Hamhuis takes a shot in, and Gustafsson will hold on to that, and now Mike Santorelli, the fine center's out for the season for them too. We're back in a moment. And here are the Olympic masks that Jimmy Howard and Jonas Gustafsson will be wearing for Team USA and Team Sweden, respectively. Looking forward to donning those. I'm not sure. It'll depend how well Ryan Miller, Jonathan Quick in front of Jimmy Howard, and Henrik Lundqvist can say no more for Sweden, really.
Yeah.
But nice that both will get the opportunity to go and will love the experience.
Well, Gustafsson's earned the spot with his play this year in a backup role, for sure. There's going to be a lot. I don't know if there's an Olympics that's going to have any better goaltending than we're going to see this year. Pretty amazing stuff. A lot of these countries.
Ryan Stanton made the play over for Hamhuis. Applicator. Took Hamhuis to the boards, came loose in front. Zetterberg backhand, just wide. Boy, did he jump on that loose puck. Canucks Frank Corrado cleared it. De Keyser back to Zetterberg as the Canucks in the midst of a change. Schrader on Zetterberg, who got hit hard. Applicator covering up there for De Keyser. Made it across here to Quincy. Over the center ice stripe and in as Alfredsson goes after it. 12 goals, 33 points for Alfredsson on the season. Missed 12 games injured. Done everything the Red Wings could ask of him. Out with Anderson and Helm. He's given some great presence to this Red Wings third line. Helm was hooked.
He was hooked.
And they're making a neat takeaway play.
And now they're going to call Detroit for a hit. Denning from behind. And that'll be, well, they call it cross-check, call it rough, call it what you want. But you're watching Red Wing Hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire.
Still looking for our first goal in this game.
Well, there's that little hook we talked about that didn't get called on Darren Helm, and then oh, we have to see those big plays that show us nothing. Oh my God. We had a play like this called the other night where it's just a shove in the back, a gentle little push. There's no cross-check there. Call it roughing if you want to, close to the board.
So Vancouver goes to their second power play of the game. They had 3 of their 4 shots in this game on the first power play. Their power play struggled this year. They've been losing face-offs. And the opposition has been trying to take shots away from Jason Garrison at the point. And Yannick Weber's got a good shot, but he's now injured. Edler getting it back. He fires one. The save, the rebound, and a good stop there on Kessler.
Better on the rebound for sure.
Canucks just 1 for 21 their last attempts with the man advantage. As Detroit will get that one down the ice.
Boy, Detroit is so good at moving that puck to the front of the net. They do it a lot, and they don't get caught very often throwing it away to the other team. And boy, does it ever relieve the pressure.
Sent in deep by Schrader, number 45. He's got it again. Just his 7th game of the season and 4th game back. Long time injured. He's been Schrader this year. That point shot by Corrado was corralled by Gustafsson. And as Frank Corrado let it go, just recalled from Utica the end of January, just his 8th National Hockey League game.
Corrado, same spelling as the old Red Wing goaltender, Corrado Mikolev. Remember him? You do. He wasn't very big, pretty acrobatic.
I thought you were going to say, well, it wasn't very good. That's what I thought you were going to say. But
no, we wouldn't be that mean. he was a small guy.
So you're saying he wouldn't be playing today? Here's Hamhuis.
Well, like most goaltenders, they have their good nights and their bad nights.
That's right. Here's Miller forcing the issue down ice. He'll go get it. He's onside. He's right in on goal. And a save by Eddie Lack. Lack in his first year in the National Hockey League after 3 years in the AHL.
Drew, you got to finish, Drew. He's shaking his head, rightfully so. Oh, my. Out of nowhere. And the referee just barely got out of the road to let this puck lay for Miller to pick it up right at the dot. And he actually had more time than he thought. He could have pulled this way across to the far side. Tried to go 5-hole, and Locke made it look easy.
Well, Roberto Luongo, who had lost his last 3 starts in here, and a goals against average well over 5 and a save percentage just over 80, didn't get the start tonight. Some were surprised, but I think with the Canadian Olympic coach behind the other bench and his poor numbers in here and playing at Boston tomorrow, Vancouver thinking we'll go with Luongo there rather than here. A save there by Lack. He makes a second consecutive start after losing 4-3 in Winnipeg Friday. Tonight the Red Wings Used the
Offside.
shootout to win over Washington as the play is offside.
A lot of politics, eh? Play him here, don't play him there.
Well, some were surprised, but what do you think? They haven't decided, Mike Babcock nor Steve Yzerman, on who's going to be their starter. I would think that since Roberto Luongo had won gold, he'd probably start the Olympic tournament with the prelim games with Luongo and then go to Carey Price and see what happens at that point.
It'll be his to lose. It'll be like Ryan Miller and Quick, the number 1 and 2 really with the USA. Miller, I'm sure, will start because he was in and played very well 4 years ago.
But Quick's got the resume.
Quick's got the resume, but, Ryan Miller's the incumbent, and he hasn't exactly had a bad year, even though Buffalo's not going to make the playoffs. Miller's been really, really good.
Maybe the best in the league this year.
Yeah. So,
the interesting decisions over the next week. Team USA will kick things off a week Thursday. And get ready for some morning hockey with the Sochi 9 hours ahead of the Eastern time zone. That's tipped and knocked away. And a race for the puck as Tatar flying down ice. And Corrado got there first. Put it in behind for Jan Sauvé. Just called up to replace Weber today. And that's deflected through on Yurko backhander and held by Eddie Lack. And if a Detroit player gets a hat trick in this game, like Gustav Nyquist did yesterday, bring in a copy of the scoring summary to a participating Arby's location tomorrow and get a free small order of curly fries. You can find a copy of the scoring summary in your newspaper on the Red Wings page at foxsportsdetroit.com. So if you did that today because of yesterday's hat trick by Nyquist, you had yourself some curly fries.
I wonder if he got any.
He was hungry, I'm sure he should have.
I think he should have.
I wonder if he'd need the scoring summary, just go in and say that was me and show ID.
To go eat. Get out of here. You got to be kidding me. You're not big enough to be an NHL player. Oh, really? Okay. Well, let me just, then we'll just buy the place.
That'll do it. Let me get my checkbook. Nyquist got his head up. He ran into traffic. Henrik Sedin's got it. Back to the point. Back for Henrik again. That shot went off a stick to the corner as Daniel, his brother, went after it. Behind for Henrik. Knocked away by Red Wings. Henrik Zetterberg. Henrik Sedin for Daniel. Tied up by Eriksson. An all-Swedish team out here.
A lot of man-to-man play out here.
Now Zetterberg's up with Nyquist. Given up by Hamhuis for the line. The last shot, a shot knocked down in front. Burrows skates it ahead to center, and he got knocked down.
Major giveaway by Canucks, and they got away with it. There's been a ton of shots here, 7 apiece when you're down to the last minute of the period. But, again, with Detroit playing 3 games in 4 nights, not bad.
Alfredson had a pass attempt blocked. David Booth going after it. Booth up along with Yannick Hansen and Zach Delpy. Jason Garrison put it in back behind the net. Edler with a stretch pass that's tipped, hit a player on the Red Wing bench with a half minute to go in the opening period. Shots are even at 7 apiece. 30 seconds playing time from now. We'll be sending it to John, Darren, and Chris in our Ram Intermission Report. And here's what they'll be talking about between the first and second periods. The Red Wings coming off that overtime loss. 5 of their past 8 games have gone to extra time for Detroit. It's a big win here, though, on Friday night. And the shootout over Washington as Kessler put it in back of the net. Kessler and Booth played together at the U.S. National Team Development Program in Ann Arbor. Yurko racing in after it. Up along with Stanton. 6 seconds to go in the period. Higgins, one of the hotter Canucks, with 3 goals the past 5 carries in. Gustafsson made an awkward stop. Thought he had it. He didn't. But the first period comes to its conclusion. 8 shots for Vancouver, 7 for Detroit. Let's send it to John Keating. Welcome back to Joe Louis Arena as we get set for period number 2. The Red Wings, who came back from 2 goals down 3 times yesterday. Lost in overtime on the Ovechkin power play tally 6-5. And Mick, as you were speaking the other night in here Friday, you could have sworn that Joel Ward got a stick on that puck that Ovechkin shot to send the game with 7 seconds left to extra time. You were right, because the next day, as Thomas Holmstrom used to get goals the next day, they gave it to Joel Ward and took it away from Ovechkin, but he said, what the heck, and made up for it yesterday. And got the winner.
What a rocket that was. They did a good job on the 5-on-4 power plays that Washington had, but 4-on-3 is much more difficult to isolate on one guy, and boy, don't you know it, they got it to him, and he absolutely gunned one. And Jimmy Howard has come in to take over for Gustafsson. We don't know why. We'll try to get word.
We could guess.
Groin injury. Yeah, I mean, he's had a lot of those, but I'm just thinking outside Detroit, thinking what a bad time to have a groin injury.
With the Olympics.
With the Olympics, yeah. Holy smoke.
Well, he's just got to stay healthy. It's a bad time for him, period. That's
right.
But not a bad answer to go to in Jimmy Howard.
Well, now you got a guy coming in cold, and Detroit needs to do extra work to make sure they don't set anything on a platter for Vancouver until Howard can get into the game.
So it remains Eddie Lack at the other end, and it was Howard and Luongo in the 2-1 Red Wing win back on October 30th in Vancouver. So now Howard's back in to this game as Kessler carries in, but offside is Kassian.
Bad offside.
On the left side, yeah.
It's a bad offside for Kassian. He's got to do a better job of holding up. Kessler's looking like, who was offside? Come on. I'm in full gear over here.
Kessler with just 4 goals his past 24 games. He had a goal at Winnipeg on Friday night, the last game. Watch the offside on the right side of your screen.
Right there.
Yeah, that's just...
He's got to do a better job. I mean, this guy, Kessler on the far side, he's doing all he can to protect the puck and get over the line. Kassian's got everything in front of him. He can see it all, so it's his job to be able to stay on side.
Center by Zetterberg. Came back to the line for Eriksson. In behind for Zetterberg again. Poked it to the corner for Abdelkader. Got checked to the boards. In came Nyquist. Zetterberg watched back there by Ryan Stanton.
The cross checks.
Gave it to Abdelkader. Score!
Shot.
Far down! Abdelkader! 1-0. He had the 5-5 tying goal yesterday in Washington and has the first goal here tonight.
Well, this baby had eyes. Zetterberg took a couple, 3 cross checks from Stanton, and oh my gosh, I don't know if Lack missed it. Didn't hit anything, I don't think. No, he's going for it. I gotta say, by that replay, he misplayed it, and it caught the bar and went in. There is the perfect example of shoot it at the net. You just never know. And it came out of nowhere.
Saved there by Howard as the Canucks try to answer.
Another great play by Zetterberg, Ken. Continued away from yesterday.
So now Vancouver trying to get back on even terms. Coming out front with it was Hansen. Anderson went over to try to take it away. Carried on there by Delpy. Glashow ties it up. The Canucks able to dig it free into the slot. It's loose in front for Booth. Cut off by Howard. A giveaway by Kindle. Booth nudged one toward the slot. Kindle getting there after Glashow had intercepted and sent back in by Helm using his speed to get to the puck. Helm back in front of the net. Just out of the reach of Anderson. Alfredson with a shot. To the near side for DeKeyser with that long reach for Anderson. Back here to Helm who's covering for DeKeyser. Red Wings in a change as Quincy shooting, and Lack will hold on.
Boy, he's got a nice-looking glove, this kid, Eddie Lack. It's a couple of times he sniped him out of midair. Pretty good scoring chances. And there's Abdelkader one more time. He's off balance. He's fallen away from the net. And this thing had 4 eyes to get in the back of the net. Wow. There's the glove. You can see that all the way. Made that look easy.
Quincy shot another one into the glove, and we have word that Jonas Gustafsson left the game due to dizziness.
I'm trying to think, did he get hit? We'll have the gang downstairs take a look to see if he might have got contacted during that first period.
Red Wings won that faceoff, and Lack had to make the save. Then they cough it up as Yurko threw it in front as Vancouver gave it away. Higgins has it for the Canucks. So the Red Wings score first for just the second time the past 13 games. They have the lead on Vancouver. His Applicator's goal yesterday ended a 12-game drought, and now he has goals in back-to-back games. Yurko picking it up. Kessler strong on the back check. Garrison back through to Kessler. Kassian going into the corner with DeKeyser. Kessler ran into DeKeyser. A couple of the Detroit area boys. DeKeyser with it. Play to center. Perfect tip to Tar. Knocked away by Hamhuis. DeKeyser at center. Knocked that puck down. Quincy. For Zetterberg. Pulled it back. Carries through. Zetterberg goes wide on the backhand as this is one. Back to the line it comes. Kronwall for Eriksson. Puck hopped on him. Took the shot. That hit Nyquist in front. Henrik Sedin with his first game in 7. Sends one in. Daniel goes after it. Mentioned Daniel's gone 15 without a goal. His lengthiest career drought is 25 games for Daniel Sedin. Henrik for Burrows to Booth. Swept away by Eriksson. Abdelkader for Detroit. Makes a move. Zetterberg gets open. He's got it on the right wing. Left-hand shot pulls up inside the line. Zetterberg check. Then Garrison put it off the stick of Zach Dalpe. Back in by Glendening. Garrison forced out of the pocket by Glendening. Kindle giving chase. They'll say icing. Wow. Face off back in Canuck territory, and a reminder to vote in the Fox Sports Detroit Red Wings Player of the Game, presented by McDonald's new chocolate-covered strawberry frappe. To vote, just text WINGS followed by a space in the player's uniform number to 37338, or vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com.
Well, Abdelkader's done a nice job up there with Zetterberg and Nyquist. He was Pavel Datsuk's linemate all along, and Pavel loves him on the left side. Pavel used to say about Abdelkader, some people play the piano, some people move it, and that's Abby.
Here's Booth in. There could be a penalty shot.
Yep.
As Kindle grabbed him, let's see what they decide to call.
Yep.
It is a penalty shot.
You can see it coming.
So David Booth with 20 family and friends here in attendance, mom and dad, his brother, and he hasn't played here in a few years. Booth will get a penalty shot against Jimmy Howard.
And on top of that, Howard's only come in for the last 4 minutes and 41 seconds. Beautiful lead pass, I think, by Hansen. And Kindle, he grabs him with that left arm over the right elbow, even though he got a shot. Jimmy Howard stopped all 7 shootout shots here Friday night. Here we go.
His favorite players growing up were Yzerman and Shanahan. And he didn't score like they did.
Wow.
Howard stopped him.
8 for 8 for Jimmy Howard. He's got to feel good about that.
Yeah.
Boy, it looked like he was trying to go between the pads all the way. I hate that so-called 5-hole. Well, he got it up a little high. I don't know if he was trying 5-hole, missed it or what.
Well, he was 3 for 3 on penalty shots last year with Jimmy Howard.
The 5-hole, it's tough enough to hit a target, Ken, excuse me, on the Jimmy Howard issue. Tough enough to hit a target that doesn't move. The 5-hole moves.
The crowd chanting Jimmy Howard. And now lifetime regular season and playoffs. Got another just missed.
How did that not go in?
Great opportunity made by Kellen Lane.
The crash and bang line is out there for Vancouver now. I don't know how they didn't score there. Wow.
Jimmy Howard's now 11 for 16 in penalty shots in his career, including playoffs. Wouldn't you know, Gustafson leaves and Howard faces another one. I don't know many goaltenders who face more penalty shots in the... Howard's had a pretty lengthy career, but not as long as some others, just in his 8th pro season now, but has faced so many. Alfredsson back in front off a leg. Eriksson, one-timer, saved by Lack. Alfredsson gets to the puck first. Helm has to get off for another stick. He'll go for a change as Alfredson controls it. Zetterberg on for Helm. Zetterberg's got the puck. Alfredson will fire one. Just missed. Back to get it goes Zetterberg as the Red Wings now can complete a change. Wasting no time. He's back into the zone with speed. Throws Snow in the corner. Makes the play to Nyquist. Short side. Stopped by Lack. Abdelkader took the puck away. And then Zetterberg broke his own stick, and they got away with it. Then they tried to run over him, did Booth.
Did you see that pass with the foot? He stepped on the puck purposely and made the perfect pass, and this will be...
No icing as Booth got there, using good speed.
Wow.
And then a high stick came up and caught Kronwall, which wasn't detected by Mike Lego, the referee at that end. Tim Peel, the other ref tonight. Nyquist settles a rolling puck. Booth's got it on the left wing.
Offside.
Offside is Daniel and Henrik. We'll come back to tag up, giving the Red Wings some time here. Shots are even at 13. The score favors Detroit. Abdelkader from Zetterberg and Eriksson, the goal at 1:08 of the second period. Flipped out to center for Hansen. He missed it. Higgins moved up on it. Played back by Yurko to the Kaiser.
Vancouver's done a lot of that high flippers out to center ice.
Kessler knocked it down for Chris Higgins. 15 goals and 31 points on the year for Higgins. Very good for Vancouver. That's into the Vancouver bench. So we'll step out. A reminder that you're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit Plus, presented by Bell Tire.
Well, the Vancouver Canucks just about tied this game. Their fourth line, the big tough line, was Sestito, who got part of the chance right there off the faceoff, and then Lane, the big kid, right here. Watch Daniel Alfredson stick. He gets in the road, deflects it right in front of Jimmy Howard's face to the far side. Looked like, from this angle, looked like it was going in the net. Hold it there, gang. Look at Zetterberg. 1 foot on the puck. 2 guys crush him. He knows he's got a broken stick, and he makes a perfect pass to Nyquist. Talk about being on top of your game. Oh, my goodness.
Burrows with a shot that Howard will hold out.
And Zetterberg, even as a veteran, Ken, is one of the guys that's right in the middle of the soccer game every night in the hallway before the game, right out by the dressing room. He is on top of it every moment he's in a uniform, boy.
Now with an assist tonight, has 12 points his past 7 games. 3 assists yesterday and has an assist this evening on the Abdelkader goal. The Sedins are out there with Booth on the right wing. Zetterberg with Nyquist and Abdelkader. Zetterberg, the 2 captains together. Booth gathered it back in and taken away. Penalty coming here.
Yeah, hesitate.
Well,
I thought it was...
yeah, Vancouver had the puck, so that's why I'm waiting. But just 2, they say. They look to see if hand use was cut. I guess not.
Detroit Valley, number 8, 2 minutes high sticking.
I thought it was Vancouver, too.
Vancouver goes to their 3rd power play of the game. The Red Wings have yet to have one.
Well, there's contact up high, but not that much to be able to throw you back like that. But put these referees in a difficult position, the players, when they do stuff like that. Trying to get the call. There's nothing wrong with that, I guess.
Kessler won that face-off from Helm, and the shot in that Howard will hold.
The Vancouver power play thrives on the Sedins, 22 and 33, cycling down low. They seem to be able to find each other when they're in a groove they can find each other with a blindfold on. And man-to-man coverage is the key. Detroit looks like they'll try to cover them there and give up the point shot by either Garrison or Edler.
Edler's got it at the point. For Daniel Sedin, Howard to save. Good work in the corner by Kessler, but now Zetterberg's got it. Up with Miller. The Canucks' Daniel Sedin with a long pass off the skate of Henrik. You just see Henrik's not handling the puck well. His first game back in 7 tonight.
That's a good thing for Detroit.
Yes, for sure. It was a game-time decision. We weren't sure. Here's Kessler carrying through. Played it back to the line, kept in by Henrik. Daniel Sedin back to Hamhuis. Dan Hamhuis at the point. For Daniel Sedin and a shot wide. Alex Edler back in behind the net. He got a new long-term contract extension start of the year. Daniel Sedin in front. Anderson took it. Couldn't clear it though. Henrik held it in. Gets the puck back from Hamhuis. Henrik Sedin down low. Kessler for Daniel. Knocked down. Is coming back was Glendening, and Howard's hurt now.
Jeez.
Ozzy, come on down from the concourse.
Oh boy. Big Edler coming in from the point, but the Sedins did their trickery here to get a scoring chance in the corner, and then they go point blank out to the front. Now, how did Edler stumble? Good to see that again. It looked like he stumbled on the way to the scoring chance.
Maybe caught the skate of Glendening.
Yeah, could have. And he went head first like a missile into Jimmy Howard.
Howard seems to be okay.
Getting your bell rung and having dizziness. He got it right in the noggin that time.
In case you joined us late, Jonas Gustafsson's already left the game due to dizziness, so he's being looked after in the Red Wings dressing room. Red Wings win that draw. Helm and Miller, Lashoff and Quincy for Detroit. Alexander Burrows. And back after that broken jaw wearing that facial protection is Burrows. Quincy didn't get that puck out of the zone. Now the Canucks in down low. Short side shot. Hit a stanchion, stayed in. Burrows reaching for it. Penalty is over. Abdelkader can join the rush with Helm and Miller. Helm shooting one, and no rebound for any Red Wing to collect as Lack holds on to that. Past the halfway point in this game, it's still Detroit by 1. There's the 11-year veteran, 210th pick in 1999. The Wings' only pick from that draft that got a sniff in the National Hockey League. Well, they did well with that one for sure. Our flag star, bank star, watch a superstar, Henrik Zetterberg, and what he's done, including tonight, his last 7 games. Off that draw, the Canucks with a good breakout. As Hansen goes after on the right wing, Lashoff got a piece of the puck. Hansen played it over for Kellen Lane. In front of the net, they jam away. Howard down, puck's loose. Still no whistle. Finally, Howard's got it with sticks broken. But not the spirit. Only able to hang on to that one. They had big bodies in front of them banging away at it.
Lots of traffic, that's for sure. Holy smoke. Jannik Hansen digging for gold. Lane 6'5". This fourth line has had 2 good shifts in a row. And that's why John Tortorella went back with him so quickly. Normally they don't get more than 3 minutes to 4 minutes a period.
No, because most of his minutes are eaten up by Kessler and the 2 Sedins who are playing well over 3 minutes than previous seasons than they were under Tortorella this year.
Cristino had 233 in the first period.
Oh, yeah, that's the way it goes. Shot in, Lack the save. Puck's loose in front. On to Kaiser Fanon, then sent wide by Miller. Still loose. Lack has no idea where it is. He was just hoping it hit him.
He's gone Forsley swimming.
He's got no stick. Complaining to the referee.
In the meantime, Vancouver's going to take their first penalty of the game. Fans thought they had a goal, Detroit. Oh, I see what he's arguing about. Did he get bumped by 17 Eves? And he
just said, I'll lie down here.
You got to say, oh my gosh, how did Eves not score? And somebody's got to tell Eddie Lack that the pond is frozen. You can't swim on that water, kid. Look at this chance by Eves. Right there. Oh my goodness gracious. He hit him in the back. That's doing your job to stop the puck. And just an update, Ken, on what we were speculating. If an NHL team needs a third goaltender in a game, you can bring somebody out of the stands. Now, we're fortunate.
That's why I told Chris to get ready.
Well, Chris is in but he's in the studio. Kenny Holland's right here. Is he here? These guys in the building tonight? Okay. Then he is here. Good. He better be ready. Kenny Holland.
I said, come on down off the concourse.
I said to Kenny Holland at the break, I said, I'm going to go with you, Kenny. He said, oh, no, don't do that.
Well, you got Darren Elliott there, too. So
there you go. We got goalies all over the place.
Now they want to delay a game here off the draw. Can you play it with your hand? Daniel Alfredson said he put his hand on it, and you're not allowed to play the puck back with your hand off a face-off. That's a penalty.
Get both of them on it. So it's a 5-on-3 with double penalties here to Garrison and Cassian. That's what the uproar was. What a great opportunity for Detroit halfway into this game. Kessler on these draws, he's unbelievable.
But good work by Nyquist to get it back to the line. Alfredson, Abdelkader checking his skates to make sure he's out of the crease. Zetterberg goes left side, down low to Alfredson. Cross to Nyquist, hit the goal post.
That's the play they want, down low.
Nyquist hit the post. Alfredson. Kronwall stepping into one and was blocked. Red Wings come right back at it in this two-man advantage on the Bell Tire power play.
Short of going down low, Ken. That's a pretty good opportunity right where Kronwall was there.
First man advantage of the game for Detroit. It's a doozy. Alfredson, face-off dot, forced back by Kessler. Zetterberg, save Lack. Oh, and sent high.
Nyquist put it
and
in.
out of play.
Oh, he's been so hot, too, and he's mad at himself. He almost broke his stick. He lifted it right into the netting off this rebound and got in the toe of the stick. That's the problem. He opened it up. He had to go over Lack, and he got it way up like a three-point field goal. Wow. There was this great chance a moment ago. You get the umbrella look here with Detroit. They go down low and then come across the front of the net to the guy. With 5-on-3, you got to have somebody open. And Detroit, Mike Babcock has called his timeout 58 seconds into his power play. Pretty good setup, pretty good structure, pretty good scoring chance. Just more of that is what he's looking for. Not even talking to the players, see? No point in trying to fix it. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. And it's a pretty good looks there in the first minute or so.
Mike Sullivan was the man back of the bench. You see him next to John Tortorella. He was the one who was manning the bench for those 6 games in John's absence.
Just a reminder as you watch this, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
So Nyquist, who had 2 power play goals yesterday, smoked one off the pipe and then sent one up into the netting. Nyquist has it again. Save made and brought back here to Kronwall. Alfredson took the shot. Loose in front of the net. Nyquist finds it. Zetterberg had to knock it down. Alfredson. Zetterberg shooting.
Are you kidding me? A one-timer that quick and hard? Holy man.
Here's Kronwall. Finds Zetterberg again. To Nyquist and a save by Lack. Zetterberg, 15 to go on the two-man advantage Detroit. Nyquist looking down low to Kronwall. Couldn't get it through. Nyquist again to Zetterberg. Back to Nyquist. Cuts to the middle. Shoots one block. Loose in front. Pinball off a pad of Lack. And the two Canucks are out of the box. Back at full strength. But the Red Wings still have it. Abdelkader couldn't pick it up. And here comes Kassian. Joined by Garrison. Kassian backhand. Saved by Howard. They were both fresh out of the box.
Great job by Nyquist to nullify a 2-on-1.
Puck in back of the goal. Henrik Sedin into the slot. Couldn't connect there with Higgins. It'll roll back into the Canucks zone. Long shot on Howard, and he'll just hold it for a face-off with 6:02 to go in the second period.
Well, quite a power play, quite the look. 4 shots on goal. The Canucks did a really nice job with their three-man triangle. They only got one opportunity across the front, which was to Nyquist, and he hit the post. Look at him come back. That is quite a job right there by number 14 to come back and pretty much nullify a 2-on-1. That's good hard work on the defensive part of the game after being tired on your power play. There's Nyquist again off the short side goal post.
Well, the Red Wings off that 5-on-3, 0 for 2 on the power play, had 4 shots on it. Canucks have had 3 power play attempts as Lack will hold it with Tatar coming at him. And with that, will step out. 1-0 Detroit. Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit Plus. Jimmy Howard stopped David Booth, who hasn't scored in 16 games, on a penalty shot tonight, and he's faced more than any other netminder since 09-10, including the playoffs. And overall in his career, 11 for 16, including the playoffs. There's the stop he made. He even made a stop in the All-Star game on a penalty shot. So he's been active in that regard for sure.
Not sure what that says about your defense.
Well,
that he given the other team that many opportunities for a penalty shot.
Faced a couple in the playoffs. One, Joe Pavelski failed to score on him, and Michael Frolik, you may remember in round 2 last year, scored a goal. Henrik Sedin has Glendenning's on him, so a challenge here for the rookie Glendening against Henrik Sedin. And here comes Eves.
Oh, geez. Hey, the fans are picking up on this hybrid icing. They don't like it at all. They get it. And neither does 17 Eves like it. He thought he could have gotten there.
Well, they're trying to avoid the injuries, but wait until the playoffs and the heat ramps up and see what happens when there's a close one or waved off.
Well, the reason this is late has come off, though, because the puck comes around the boards and it's going to be closer to the Vancouver guy. That's really, you got to assume that when you're making a call, that's the reason they make the call.
They're calling it really from the dots, though. When the player gets to the face-off dot, that's pretty much where they're determining where it is. And it was pretty even at the dots.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then you have to decide, but the tags going to the defensive team is what they're ruling.
A lot of times what we've seen is an icing is called and the puck doesn't even get over the line because they just call it at the dot. And they forget that part of it. But it's a lot of responsibility for these linesmen.
Sure it is. Yeah.
Like they need something to do. My God, they got enough to do in the game, you know. And De Kaiser had a big goal. Darren Helmholtz has had a few, and he's had lots of opportunities, that's for sure. Using that speed of his, banking the puck off the backboards, going after it, and if not getting a scoring chance, causing the other team to maybe take a penalty by interfering with him and hooking him.
Remember when he finally got back in the lineup on the first occasion, how hot he was. He's 7 games back now without a point this time around.
I'd say
He was on fire when he first returned.
yeah, the kind of time that he was missed over the last 2 years, it's going to take him 15, 20 games to get his touch. His speed is not an issue, but your touch and your hands and the little things in the game take a while.
Main thing is he can stay in for 15 or 20 games to
That's
get
right.
the touch.
That's right.
The Kaiser getting it back from Quincy. Shots are 20-19 Vancouver with 4 to play in period number 2.
Vancouver in this kind of a setup here. 1-2-2.
Meaning 1 in on the forecheck, 2 behind, and then the 2
Two
defensemen.
behind them, right? That's a real double left wing block, if you will.
Yurko. Can't get past. Tatar couldn't pick it up in front. The Canucks playing the second game of a 5-game road trip.
Look out.
Howard okay there as
Sestito.
Kindle knocked down Tom Sestito into him. Sestito didn't play Friday due to the flu. And with the Weiss trade today, Sestito back in. Good check there by Jan Solve, the young defenseman. With the Canucks on this 5-game road trip, all the Olympians already packed their bags, the 7 Canuck Olympians. They won't be home for a long time.
It's a long road trip.
It is. Very long, because they'll all be leaving from New Jersey next Sunday. So too will the Red Wings after they get back from Tampa Bay playing the Lightning, and Steven Stamkos, who says he'll play Saturday night. Kessler carried through. A shot and then a broken stick as he let it go. Nyquist carries back up the right wing. Bouncing puck took a hit from Burrows. Hamhuis giving it to Alex Burrows, and he'll send it in.
Sticks all over the place.
Held was abdicated by Daniel Sedin. Henrik went back for Daniel. Henrik Zetterberg got a piece of the puck and then off his skate in front. Abdicator with Henrik trailing, hooking, took it away. Henrik Sedin back the other way as Quincy stepped into Booth. They let that one go.
They sure did. That would have been interference in most people's books.
Daniel Sedin's got it over for David Booth. Took a shot, deflected to the near side. Moving in is Edler, checked by Zetterberg. Henrik back for Daniel, but Riley Sheahan took it away. Zetterberg giving it to Sheahan in full flight, then lost the puck. Zetterberg protected it to take it back. Abdicator goes for a change. Jason Garrison with some room.
Another example of Zetterberg and his foreign, European player using his feet. Tied the player up, tied the stick up, and used his feet to kick it up to himself.
Hansen able to take it away. Eriksson had to contend with that broken stick, got it to Helm, moved it quickly. Welcome Anderson as Alfredsson goes in after it. First back though is Frank Corrado. Good work by Alfredsson to Eriksson. Shot went wide. Kronwall moved in and kept it in for Helm. Corrado checks him. It came loose and Lack will grab it and hold on for a face-off. Entertain in style in a Red Wings premium suite. It includes 20 tickets, game day access to the private Olympia Club and more. Limited suites are available for the remainder of this season. For pricing and more information during normal business hours, call 313-471-7441.
Well, top of his screen. This play gets called more times than not. Quincy interferes with Booth. Puck was dumped by him. Okay. A little stretch, but they get away with it. They'll take it.
Move for Burrows, checked by DeKeyser. Sheahan in a perfect position to come back and help out. Here's Yurko on the left wing. Puts on the brakes. Flip pass back for DeKeyser, able to find it now. Shot one in, that's blocked by Vancouver. Tatar stop Burrows, Sheahan's got it. And another shot blocked. Tortorella will love that. DeKeyser's shot went high. The Rangers lived and died by the block shots under him. Quincy took one, changed direction. Sheahan's got it. 15 to go in the period for number 15 in the corner. In behind for Tatar. Trying to escape Hamhuis, who stayed with it.
Boy, these kids are something else to watch. Jurko, Tatar, and Sheahan.
A lot of energy.
Unbelievable. They're playing like veteran players that have been around a while. They're full of energy. Red Wing fans going to love what they're seeing about them. They're out there in critical situations, late in periods, late in games, and close games, and that says a lot of the confidence the coach has in them.
And here's what's coming up in our MGM Grand Detroit second intermission report as the Red Wings lead 1-0. The Vancouver Canucks, with just one win their last 7 road games and scoring just 10 goals in that time, have none tonight. Jimmy Howard played period 2, taking over for Jonas Gustafsson. John.
Right. Hard to imagine.
Couple of U.S. Olympians will be heading off to Sochi next Sunday. Jimmy Howard and Ryan Kessler will be then teammates. Jimmy Howard from New York, Kessler from these parts. And all this leads us to our McDonald's fun fact of the night. 230 on Team USA, the largest contingent our country has ever sent.
A lot of bodies, eh?
Again, 9 hours ahead is Sochi. You can walk to most of the venues there, the way they have things set up. Mike Babcock said he'll be at the ice rink and won't be worrying about going anywhere else.
There's nowhere to go. There's not much to do.
No?
As a matter of fact, never mind that. Not much. There's nothing to do.
Well, you're up to it. It's got to be some things to do.
Nothing. I mean, nothing. I've been told for a half an hour around that area, you'd have to go into town. It's a small resort town. And that's the reason, one of the reasons, like, very few of the families are going.
Right.
That and security
And
concerns.
security.
Yep.
Tipped by Schrader to the line. It was held in there by Zetterberg. Kessler's away. Kessler carries in, forced wide by Jonathan Eriksson. They took the assist away from Eriksson on the Abdelkader goal. They've given one to Nyquist. So Abdelkader from Zetterberg and Nyquist is the only scoring play in this game now at 1 away to the second period. Kessler tried to center. Jordan Schrader in there. 7th game of the season for him. The 22nd overall pick in 09 is Schrader. There's Abdelkader. Slapped it in, and Dan Hamhuis goes back to get it. The BC boy decided to go home as a free agent. I saw a lot of Dan Hamhuis with his time with Nashville. Over the stick of Quincy, but no icing as Vancouver got there first. Tipped by Sheahan, picked up here by Jurko. Tatar flying to the goal. Jurko sends it that way. And just off the shaft of his stick, Tatar with a good move to protect it, and a shot in the block save. Back to the point here for DeKeyser. To Quincy with room and a shot. It's blocked. On the rear end, that was. By Corrado. DeKeyser cuts to the net. Took a shot up high. Quincy left point. Back into Jurko. Teeing it up and a shot wide from Tatar. Hamhuis for Vancouver. Off Higgins at center, and Jurko sends it back in, and the Red Wings get a change. Again, the kid line with a nice effort.
Another good shift by those youngsters. Boy, they spend the whole 40 seconds in Vancouver's end.
Went off the skate of Joachim Andersen, who's moved to the wing.
Because the kids have played so well.
Yeah. Anderson remains in.
At that center position, Glendening has done a nice job. And if they do get healthy, Ken Holland has got himself a lot of decisions.
Howard will move it for Kendall. Kendall goes back to get it on defense with Lashoff, who's in for Brendan Smith tonight. Daniel Cleary and Todd Bertuzzi are the healthy scratchers up front for the Red Wings. Tune in tomorrow night at 7 when Fox Sports Detroit brings you an encore showing of the Winterfest Alumni Showdown from Comerica Park. Re-experience this epic performance with legendary players. Don't miss the encore showing of the Winterfest Alumni Showdown tomorrow at 7 only on Fox Sports Detroit, and see Mickey Redmond set up Mr. Fedorov for a beauty in that game.
We'll be remembering that one for a long time. That was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. Another racing game. Hard to. I've never seen this play. We're going to see it.
We are.
Oh my gosh! Look at this. Oh, look at the little move of the stick. It was like Sergey said to me after. I looked in your eyes. You tell me you got everything under control, Mickey. I have to go to work, go to net, stick on the ice. I said, Sergey, that's old-time hockey. Lots of patience.
Yep.
Oh, that was a ball. And what a sight. What a scene that was at Comerica Park.
That was a great memory for me. And then the first game with 74-year-old Red Berenson beating Dave McElwain on the face-off in the dying seconds of that one as the Red Wings won the first alumni game. And boy, Red looked pretty darn good.
He sure did. Well, he skates with the Michigan boys on a regular basis. Still there, over 30 years coaching. And I hope that I'm in as good a shape as Red is at his age.
Yeah.
The Red Baron.
Size by Stanton.
The Red Baron. 6 goals in a game. Look out, there comes Kronwall.
On Kessler.
That was a love tap, though. He didn't crunch him.
No, not a full Kronwall there. He got partially Kronwall.
Partially.
Partially.
That had been the Olympics. He would have got a full bore of number 55.
Now Abdelkader just missed Sestito. Going down on the play was Delpy. Nyquist turning. Nyquist now with 12 points the past 8 games. With the assist tonight. Delayed there, gives it to Zetterberg off his stick. Anderson sped it back that way. Eddie Lack, the Swedish netminder, to play it. 2 Swedish goaltenders started the game, just one now, with Howard taking over for Gustafsson to start the second. He left with dizziness. Alfredsson a shot, hit a skate. Helm going in after it for Daniel Alfredsson. Turns it back for Helm and then inadvertently gave it back to David Booth. Helm trying to track him down as Booth took a shot. Came all the way back to center for Anderson. Moving it to Helm back the other way. Helm put the brakes on. And Henrik Sedin tells his countrymen and his netminder just to hold it for a faceoff.
Well, Kronwall's hit guys harder than this. Kessler had his head down for a moment, and Kronwall really just made sure he couldn't go any further as Kessler throws him away. He has hit people a lot harder than that in the past, for sure. And Daniel Alfredsson after that, he has amazed me, Ken, in his ability to find his way through traffic and make plays. I knew he was a good goal scorer, but boy, is he ever a good setup man, and he can really thread his way through a lot of traffic to keep control and keep the offense moving.
Kessler. Rader was offside, has to turn back.
Ooh, jeez, what a collision out. Chihuahua, look out.
Tatar, Kessler. Tatar's still down, he'll get up. Corrado comes over to him.
Gonna give a penalty, too.
Kessler on his skates now.
And this could be more than 2. You never know in a collision like this. Okay, 2 minutes tripping, they call it. Oh boy, he had the knee out there. He sure did. Yeah, that
Yurko's lucky he didn't get his,
exactly.
his legs sliced.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's an awful collision. Wow. It's a natural reaction for a hockey player to stick his knee out like that, and Kessler may be lucky that he's not hurt. Holy smoke.
Kessler's had multiple surgeries in his career. He's had so many injuries to contend with. Off-season last year.
What happens when a guy is beat like that, and Tatar thought he was, you got nothing left to do but stick your knee out, and so many of us have done that in the past. And lots of times, the guy that sticks his knee out, like Tatar did there, ends up getting the worst of the collision to boot.
Vancouver goes to their 4th power play of the game. Henrik Sedin takes the drop pass from Brother Daniel. And then Kessler went down and missed it, allowed Kronwall to clear it down the ice. Incredible when you think about it that both Sedins are tied for the team lead with 40 points. And neither scored in 15 games. Back here to Garrison. Didn't take the shot. Knocked down as Daniel let it go and cleared by Anderson. Garrison to Henrik Sedin. Getting it back from his brother, who peels off and gets the return pass and a shot. Hit a leg in front. Good work by Glendening and Miller.
Good job, you're right, by Detroit, clogging up the middle and not allowing that puck to get through to the goaltender.
Jordan Schrader sends it in. Glendening gets it back down again. Half a minute remaining in the Tatar penalty. 13 minutes to go in the third period. Shots are even at 21. Abdelkader the only goal of the game at even strength in the second period. Out come the Red Wings. And down the ice it's sent by Lashoff. Eddie Lack around for Ryan Stanton. Defensive defenseman. There's a great outlet pass. Gives it to Edler. Back to Stanton, who will fire it in. Back at full strength as Tatar's out of the box. No shots on that last power play try for Vancouver, who are 0 for 4. Sestito. Eriksson and Delpy went for it. Good move back here by Tatar. Black stops it. Reversed it for Hansen. Moving in quickly was Yurko. Out at center, past Delpy. On comes Hansen. Hansen, who's had a struggling year offensively. Didn't play in the first meeting against Detroit, injured for 10 games. Red Wings won the first meeting 2-1 in Vancouver, October 30th. Here comes Yurko with a shot that fluttered off the stick of his number 26 counterpart, Corrado. Off another Vancouver stick in front. That pass went astray, icing indicated. But the Kaiser got there before it hit the goal line. Fired right back in as Howard will tee it up in behind the net for Danny DeKeyser. Long pass is a good one. Alfredson at center. Offside was Helm, so he'll turn back and now lift one into the left wing offensive corner. Around there for Zach Kassian. Kassian was suspended 5 games earlier in the season for that hit on Sam Gagner. Rumors out there today about perhaps Gagner going from Edmonton to Los Angeles in a deal as the Kings look for offense.
They're looking for sure.
He can't score inside or outside. They're having difficulty, but they can sure defend. Anderson missed the puck and a race for it, and then Helm thinks better of it at the end of the shift as the Canucks booth carries in. Booth, who had that missed penalty shot earlier in the game, got held up there by Zetterberg. Nyquist takes the puck away and away from Higgins, and here he comes with Abdelkader and Zetterberg. Nyquist doing it himself. Abdelkader going into the corner to get it. Protects the puck from Stanton. Abdelkader still with it, goes back to the line. Kronwall fakes. Zetterberg circles the goal. Tripped by Kessler, still with it. No call. As Abdelkader took it away from Kessler at center and got a little slash for his troubles.
He did.
Zetterberg keeps the play onside. Dumps it deep. Yurko first in. Yurko's got it. He shoots it. And Black came out to cut it off. Played back by Sheahan. Red Wings regroup.
Another play right there by Yurko that shows you that these guys aren't afraid at the best game in the world to try the things that they've been getting away with in junior and in college and in the American League. They're trying them in the big dance.
Give away there. Sheahan. Tatar. Saved by Lack. Great save. Right pad on Tatar. Boy, Riley Sheahan, you're seeing some really slick hands The way he can set things up. Again, Howard run into a little bit. Back come the Red Wings the other way. Just over 9 to play in the third. Yurko's got it. Back for Tatar. Stripped of the puck by Garrison. Another giveaway, Vancouver. And Glendening with a backhander held by Lack. Boy, the Canucks guilty of some defensive miscues there, giving the Red Wings some great chances, including this one from Tatar.
It remains a one-shot game, 1-0 Detroit, 8:59 to go in the third, and the young kids on the Red Wing team causing all kinds of problems for a bunch of veterans in white jerseys. Yurko had a great chance there.
And your local Toyota dealers brings you the scouting report on what the Red Wings have done in Grand Rapids. An 8-point lead in the Midwest. A great winning streak for Peter Mrazek and Teemu Pokinen. Wait till you see this guy in the NHL level, maybe another year or so from now, maybe a couple of years. Leads his team in points, but what a shot. What a heavy shot. Teemu Pokinen can rifle it. Strong on the wall, really good. So look forward to seeing him someday in the wing wheel.
He and a couple others over there that's some pretty good prospects. But I've already seen a Red Wing uniform on the defensive court.
Yeah, well, Alexei Marchenko, who's going to play in the All-Star game, coached by Jeff Blashill, to play from Sweden.
Stroll.
Brian Sproul is another good one. Nick Jensen, who was hurt by Tyler Bertuzzi, Todd's nephew, in a fight in preseason, so just recovering. And everyone, boy, and the scouts and other teams seem to love Nick Jensen as a prospect. Abdelkader brings it in. That puck's deflected out of play. Xavier Ouellette we've seen up here.
Ouellette too. Yeah. So that gives them 4 youngsters that have potential to be in the big dance one day. And Henrik Zetterberg's been in the big dance, as Jimmy Howard has for a long time. Zetterberg's, I don't know if there is a better leader in the NHL today. He's certainly at the top of the dance card for most anybody who watches the NHL on a regular basis. Boy, oh boy, he is something else.
And he's playing so great right now. And yet without Pavel Datsyuk, and you wonder, you go back through his years, he's so good all the time that it's tough to distinguish whether this is one of his better seasons.
And he's not 100% either.
He's not 100%, right.
Be an icing.
But just you notice when he's not there, and just when Zetterberg returns to the lineup, and the presence.
Yeah. Oh, he's got an unbelievable presence. Very, very calming and veteran-like, mature, serious. When he speaks, they listen, and he was a great choice to take over. Nick Lidstrom as the captain.
That'll be by the way, we'll see Nick Lidstrom here the next home game for the Red Wings.
Yeah.
March the 6th against Colorado, when Nick's jersey will be raised to the Raptors here at Joe Louis Arena. Daniel Sedin cut out front. A long time from now.
March the 6th, you mean?
Yeah. And Sheahan tried to feed it back into Tatar.
Hopefully it'll be spring.
That would be nice. Some of the snow will melt by then, you're thinking?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
That'd be great.
Yeah. And a great winner for the outdoor rinks, boy.
Yep. Kessler goes after it, tried to center it, hit Kronwall though. Abdelkader makes a safe play to get it past Garrison, who recovered for Booth, backhands it in, but Vancouver will have to tag up.
It's going to be another one of these games. It is already very, very close. Even though they scored a lot of goals against Washington back-to-back games, they were both overtime, and out here.
As we mentioned, 5 of the past 8 for Detroit have gone to extra time, so no strangers to it. The Red Wings 8th in the East, Vancouver 8th in the West. Abdelkader, with the only goal of the game, took a shot that went wide of Lack. Good play. Last shot, the shot, Lack the save.
Nice job by Lack to find that puck through some traffic in front. We'll get a whistle, and with that, we'll take a break. 6:30 to go. 1-0 for the home team.
Wings' upcoming schedule with 2 more to go before the break. And when we're in Tampa Bay on Saturday night, with that is to be the return of Steven Stamkos with 1 game left prior to the Olympics. That'll be the Red Wings' 6,000th game in their history at Tampa Bay on Saturday night. 6,000 games for the Red Wings. Just played their 3,000th home game the other night.
There's only 6 teams in the league that can brag of that many games in the league.
And they will be the last of the original 6 to get the 6,000. I think the Rangers this week, Chicago this week, and then the Red Wings will get there on Saturday night. And Stamkos has said he hopes to return at a little bit of a setback this week, but wants to play one if he can. And he'll be there against facing Mike Babcock and Steve Yzerman, obviously his general manager, and Zach Parise, and captain of the U.S. Olympic team. And Thomas Vanek turned down a contract extension from the Islanders. So, boy, what do they do now after giving up Molson and a first? And they're just not going to get that return for him.
Matt Molson's in the same situation in Buffalo.
Right.
So both those guys were unrestricted.
But Buffalo got a pick out of the deal. So they'll do okay. And maybe someone could re-sign there. But that's a tough one for the Islanders to give up, boy. Here are the Red Wings with some work with just under 6 to play. Vancouver still without a shot this period. Shots are 5-0 Detroit. So the Red Wings have done a nice job defensively here. The Canucks since mid-December have averaged fewer than 2 goals for per game. Howard will stop that one on a backhander from Daniel Sedin. Their first shot of the period with 5:36 left in it.
And not much of a shot at that.
So the Canucks with really struggling offensively. Be a part of the excitement when the Red Wings return from the break. See them battle the Minnesota Wild March 23rd or watch them face off against Montreal on March 27th. For tickets, go to DetroitRedWings.com now or call 313-471-7575 during normal business hours. And the first game in here a week ago this past Friday against Montreal was a dandy.
It's been pretty good sailing since that 5-game homestand.
Yeah. Boot taken to the corner by DeKeyser. Comes out front with it off the skate of Alexander Burrows. Turned back here by Tatar. Corrado. He hit a Canuck with the pass, so DeKeyser goes back to get it. Tatar's got it. Good play to pick it up for Sheahan. Off a skate. Tatar's got that loose puck. Yurko. Tatar taken to the boards by Burrows. Yurko second man in. Taken out by Stanton. Play by the Vancouver defenseman. Ahead for Zach Delpy. Former second-round pick of Carolina. Got it into Red Wing territory.
Offside, delayed. And for the call, we're down to 4:37 to go. It's a one-shot game. Red Wings up on the Canucks. We'll be back to wrap it up. Red Wings are going to be shorthanded, and why? Well, watch Tatar here. His body language tells the bench, whoever's coming on for him, I'm coming off. He's looking over there. He decides, no, I think I'll stay in because the Canucks made a change. What happens is Zetterberg took his eye off of Tatar, thought he'd come off. He jumped on, and there's 5 others. One too many, and Vancouver goes to a large power play with 4:37 left in the third in a 1-0 game. And Tatar's explaining what he thought happened. Communication. Big part of the game.
Nyquist in to serve it. So power play for Vancouver, their 5th of the game. Saved by Howard.
Nice save there.
Daniel Sedin brought it to the front of the goal.
You can see what they're going to try to do. They've gotten more confident as this game has gone on with Sedin coming back into the lineup after 6 being off. They're going down low and trying to come to the front of the net. Look for that if they get in and get control here.
Kessler put it in back of the goal. Jonathan Ericsson. Hit by Henrik Sedin. They tie it up along the boards. DeKeyser waiting for it to come free. You see it in the skates along the kick plate. Daniel Sedin for Jason Garrison. The defenseman down low gives it to Henrik. Henrik Sedin. For Daniel. Back to Henrik. Edler. Toward the goal. Hit Howard. Came in front to Henrik Sedin. Back from Edler. Henrik Sedin has it. Daniel waiting. Henrik Kessler fires. Hit a body in front. Cleared by Kronwall. Oh, he took a hard hit.
Did he ever? Kessler tried to wipe him out.
Trying to get even for the...
Look at Eriksson, says, enough of that.
Earlier.
Now look at that. What are they going to do? Nothing? Let him go?
Saying, okay.
What's going on? Well, this is not what you want. If you're Detroit, now you're going to be 4-on-3.
Unless he's... Yeah, you're right.
I mean, but,
Here's the call.
or is this just Eriksson? Oh, my gosh. Who's getting it? Who's getting it? The linesman's trying to... No, he's waving at the Vancouver bench. They don't know what's going on here. Who's on first? Alphonse and Gaston. Abbott and Costello. Who do we have here, gang?
Roughing both.
Okay. But still, with Detroit already shorthanded, you got a 4-on-3 coming up here with coincidental minor penalties. And it's a much better opportunity 4-on-3 than 5-on-4. And Eriksson went to hit. Here's the hit. So you could see that Kessler, that's the way he plays the game, Ryan Kessler. And Eriksson turned around and said, enough of that, Ryan. You don't need to do that at this point of the game. And I guess it's a good call that they both go for roughing.
The offsetting minors, though, will leave it at 5-on-4.
Okay. I misspoke. I thought it was only coincidental and offsetting when you were 5-on-5.
It's the old Oilers.
The old Oilers? Yeah, right. Which I don't mind either, by the way. I think that's a bad rule.
Well, then you could sucker others into the situation you were talking about.
Absolutely. If they're smart enough, if you're smart enough to do it and they're crazy enough to buy it. Look out here!
Helms all alone from center ice in. The speedster on Lack. Save made. Rebound. Save made by Lack.
Really jumping.
Winston sending it back to Helm. Going again with Zetterberg. Helm shooting. Saved by Lack.
Oh, boy, Darren Helm tried for the life of him to get this puck to lay down, and I don't think he ever did. All the way from his own blue line. Watch this thing. It's rolling. It's rolling. It's rolling. It never got set down. And what a save on the secondary opportunity by Darren Helm. Look at him. Dive back with his trapper. Oh, my goodness. That is a big-time 10-bell save by Eddie Lack. Wow. The puck's going in.
Great second effort by Lack. Higgins back in. So the Red Wings still off that Vancouver power play. Listen to this crowd. Yurko couldn't clear. Hamhuis held it in. Saved by Howard. Juggle. They'll take the face off. 20,066. The majority of those that are Red Wing fans.
Nice job by Jimmy Howard to track that redirection here. And now we'll get you our AT&T Uverse Reverse. And it's the Olympic ceremony before the game. Both the Canucks and the Red Wings. Ken Holland, Mike Babcock, Einars, Trigars going to train with the USA group. Nice picture. The flag's in behind. Congratulations to all. We hope you have a healthy Olympic Games.
Red Wings with 2 more to play prior to that. Thursday and Saturday. Fox Sports Detroit. Thursday night. From South Florida. Abdelkader knocked down Stanton. 2 to play here in the third period. Red Wings in a 1-0 lead. And the Abdelkader goal at 1:08 of the second period. High and off the glass. David Booth has had a strong game tonight up there for Vancouver with the Sedin twins. Abdelkader off his skate with Nyquist and Zetterberg. Abdelkader can get to that loose puck. Gives it to Zetterberg. Back in front, Nyquist. Oh, Lack again. Oh, my, what a stop.
Is he ever lightning fast?
This game could be 5-0.
It looked like his body language here showed me that he anticipated the pass and it wasn't exactly a slow one. Abdelkader, Zetterberg, Nyquist, bang, and he came across half screened. I mean, you know what? He just put himself in a position that it would hit him, and it did. I think he was screened.
John Tortorella will go with Roberto Luongo unless he decides to go with Lack again tomorrow night at Boston. Made a good decision. Because the way Lack's played tonight, yeah.
Quite a performance.
And considering Roberto Luongo's numbers in here, here comes Hansen in. Oh, Howard got a piece of that.
He did. John is the goalie.
So Lack's on the bench. 6 skaters for Vancouver with their net empty. Tatar's got it. To the line, but not out. All alone with Burrows, and he couldn't pick it up. Yurko to the line and out. Tatar's got it. He's onside.
Oh, he missed the net.
The goal post.
Oh, my God.
Tatar hit the post. Yurko behind the net. So Tatar, Zetterberg out there with the 2 kids in the final minute of the game. As Vancouver with 6 skaters shoots it in. Quincy and DeKaiser on the back end. Zetterberg hit hard from behind. There's a penalty. Cross-checking coming to Vancouver.
Nasty play. Was it Burrows?
Burrows will go off.
A bad penalty for anybody to take in this situation. Cross-checking. But there's other times to be paying guys. Oh, this is a bad play by Burrows.
There is.
Yeah. Wrong situation. What a great game he's had. So is Yurko. So is Sheahan. Would have been nice to see him score, but hey, no cigar there, boys and girls.
Both teams have used their timeouts. The Red Wings with a Bell Tire power play. And by the way, Mick, that 5-on-3 power play that they have that Detroit did not score on in the second period was the second full 2-minute 5-on-3 power play Vancouver's killed this year. The first game of the year against San Jose, they did it too. So could be more than it is now, 1-0, but a great chance here for the Red Wings to nail this game down. And 2 defensemen on the back end with DeKaiser and Kronwall.
Right on.
As Kronwall's got it, taking no chances here, making sure 2 defensemen are out. As Miller is even out there with Abdelkader and Zetterberg. So Kessler carries in to the net, to the bench goes Eddie Lack again. So the Red Wings on a Bell Tire power play. Vancouver net empty. Abdelkader, can he get 2 tonight? No. Wide of the net. Goes out. Oh. He's got it.
What a beauty.
He's got 3 straight goals for the Red Wings. 2 tonight. 2-0 Detroit.
That's just great second effort by Dustin Abdelkader. He was trying to hit the net, believe me, on the first one. But he kept on digging, and he reached in and got a perfect whack at the puck underneath the Vancouver defenseman's stick right there. And it went in the far side. Barely gets to the back of the net, but it's over the line. And the Red Wings are going to win what will really be 6 of their last 9 games. 12 points out of 18 points in this 11-game run pre-Olympics.
And by the way, Mick, they held the Sedins off the score sheet tonight. The longest drought of their career, 16 games with neither getting a goal. The Red Wings great defensively tonight. Justin Abdelkader with both goals as the Red Wings get a combined shutout from Gustafsson and Howard for the first time since October 27th of 2001 when Dominic Hasek and Manny Legacy, who was carried off on a stretcher that night in Nashville, when Hasek came in, shut out the Predators 1-0 on the Steve Duchesne goal.
Good memory.
First time since in a shared shutout by Detroit.
Well, the last game for a month here, Joe Louis, the players salute the fans here tonight. They give another good effort. Jimmy Howard comes in and makes 18 saves after the first period. And our Miller time, Miller Light moment will be none other than number 8. 2 goals tonight. The only one they needed off the crossbar, off the goal post into the back of the net. And look at that. He got out on the right side of the bed tonight for sure. And Abdelkader gets his second just moments ago to finish it off for Vancouver.
So